Hi, I'm Sean. Welcome to another On the Road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. All right, we're here on a Jenn-Air double oven, and the concern with it is that the extendable rack, when there's weight applied to it, it could collapse and then fall on the customer. So there's a test for us to try first, which is what we'll do. And then if it fails that test, then we'll go ahead and put on the fix. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for the proper voltage. To complete this repair, you'll need the factory supplied scale from Whirlpool and a set of channel locks. To begin this repair, the first thing we want to do is be careful with the door. So we're going to remove the door. So we'll just go ahead and open it up. Get our locking tabs all the way open. Slowly close the oven and then make sure we have a nice grip on it. Lift up. And remove the door. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and test the rack. The only rack we need to test are the sliding racks. And where we have to test them is in position 3 and position 5. So this is position 1, 2, it's already in 3. If it passes this test, we'll go ahead and install it into 5, which is this is 4, then this is 5 up top. If yours doesn't have a 5, then I would just do it in a 4. So in order to do that test, we want to make sure that the rack is all the way in, which it is. Then we can get our scale, extend the rack, and then perform the test. Okay, so now we're going to test the rack in position 3. We're going to slide it out all the way. Put our scale in dead center of the rack. We're going to adjust our dial here to 25 pounds. Just like that. And then we're going to just go ahead and pull down. Just in case it gives out, I'm going to put my hand here to brace it so that way it doesn't come crashing down to the ground or anything. So as long as this green needle meets that 25, then we've passed the test. If not, then we're going to have to actually repair the rack. So we'll go ahead and give it a pull. And we did not reach 25 and it crashed. So this rack is going to have to be repaired with the kit. We got our rack out here that has failed. What we're going to do, we're going to start with the rear. There's a tab right here. This is the bottom and then this is the top here. So we want the bottom of the tab with the new bracket here. This slot piece is going to go on the bottom. You see the top is clean. So we're going to go ahead and just put that bottom down. You want to make sure it gets on there as far down as it can. And what we're going to do is just take our channel locks. Going to press in the middle. And then lock it in place. And then what we're going to do is just grab it and see if we can pull it off. Which we can't. So that's installed. We're going to go ahead, flip the rack around and do the same thing to the other tab. Okay, now we're going to do the front brackets. I extended the rack out just to get some stuff out of my way. I have my front bracket. One of them is marked with an L, so that way I can be on the left side. So I'm going to take this, it's got a little notch here, which is going to correspond with the bar here. I'm going to go ahead and line this up, and I'm going to kind of have to bend this into position and force it on, but it's going to go over the top of here. So we're going to go ahead and then force it down. All right, with it down like this here, there's a tab right here that I'm going to bend down with my channel locks, and then one down here. Now you want to make sure you don't rotate your channel locks because you may bend this bracket here. So we're going to try to hold it all stationary and bend it down. It doesn't have to bend completely down. So that one's bent to hold it in place. And now we're going to do the same thing with this one. And all that does is just lock it in so that way it's completely fixed. We're going to do the same thing to the other side, and then we're going to test the rack to make sure it still passes and opens without catching the bracket. Okay, so we got our second bracket installed here. It's on there nice and tight. Now we're just going to make sure that none of this impedes the function of the sliding rack. So just going to open and close it, and it moves just like it should. We got our brackets installed. We're going to go reinstall the rack, and that way we can test it again. We're going to start in position 3, where we already had it fail once. right, so we got the rack locked into place. And just like last time, we're gonna go ahead and extend our rack out. So we'll pull it out into the fully extended position. All right, I'm gonna take my scale, once again, put it into the dead center. Now, just because this kit is on here does not mean that this is completely fixed. So what we're gonna do is brace it again, just to make sure so it doesn't come crashing down. We already have the set scale for 25 pounds, or scale set, I'm sorry, for 25 pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull down. We're at 25, and that passed that test. Now what we're gonna do, remove the scale, we're gonna put the rack into position 5, and we're gonna do the same test. Okay, so now we're in position 5. We're gonna fully extend that rack. Once again, we're gonna place the scale dead center on our rack. We have it set for 25 pounds. I'm gonna brace it just in case it does fail. Pull down, and we just hit 25 pounds. We'll do it again. So with the new bracket, this rack has been updated, and now it's safe for the consumer to use. Okay, so now that we've fixed the rack and it passed our test, we're gonna go ahead and put the blue sticker right up here by the model number tag. That way anybody that comes here to work on it knows that this has been updated. Last step here is we're gonna put on the oven door. Be careful because it's heavy and awkward. Put it in. We're gonna close our locking tabs and then close the door. Make sure it functions properly. And this completes the repair to the Jenn-Air oven rack update. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.